Hey guys, it's Jessica, and today we're gonna share, I'm gonna share with y'all. We're gonna share this conversation about products that were really expensive that I didn't really like. Some of them were awful, some of them were fine, but maybe I got rid of them for a very specific reason, or I'm in the process of getting rid of them. So I'm gonna share all of that with you guys. We'll start with my least favorite just to kind of get that out of the way. But anything I'm wearing, shirt, earrings, makeup, whatever, all of it will be down below if you are curious before you even ask. I feel like I'm a bowler in this shirt, but like, I kind of like it. So before we dive in, if you do enjoy this video, I hope that you will subscribe. I do beauty and lifestyle videos 3 to 4 times a week. I'd love to have you join our little family here, and let's talk about some crummy products. So the first one was hard for me to let go. If you've seen my declutters, most of these things you saw me declutter, but I really didn't dive deep into why I got rid of a lot of the things. So here I'm gonna dive into the ones that were the most disappointing. First of all, this Tom Ford bronzer. It is their bronzing powder in the shade number 2, Terra. Packaging, gorgeous. This is like $60, $70. Why did I even spend the money? Very satisfying, like magnetic clasp. Ooh, but I finally got rid of it because I was like, it never really looks that good on me. I can't explain it. Like, it's kind of patchy, even just swatching it. And obviously I'm not applying this to my face with my finger, but it was always splotchy. And I kept thinking, oh, well, maybe I didn't powder my face enough underneath. And so I tried all these different ways, like dying to make this stupid product work. And I still have not been able, after like a year of owning it, to make it work. So I'm just finally gonna pass it on, but I'm sad too, because obviously the shallow girl inside me is like, no, but don't get rid of it. But it's going. The next one I was disappointed in is the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. This is a mascara I feel like people either really love or absolutely detest. I am of the latter category. I like the natural bristle wand. I love how hefty and nice and metal the packaging is. It's just something different. But this left so many, like an unbelievable amount of black fallout, like 3 hours into wearing it. And here's the deal. I never get fallout from mascara. So that was like, at first I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, was it the eyeliner? And then I'm like, I guess it could be the mascara. That never happens to me. So of course I tried it a couple more times and it happened every time. So I was like, well, I guess I'm done trying this. Like, that was just bizarre to me. So that one is going. I know they have a waterproof version out. I think I got in PR back when I was still on their list, and I have no desire to try them. Okay, this one is newer, and I knew within a few weeks that I didn't like it. It's the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer. It's got vitamin C, banana. I was so excited to try this, so excited. And I think this is one I bought this one with my own money, like it wasn't PR. The thing was, I started to realize that my face would have like these weird like lines where the color of this ended. And I don't mean like right when I apply it, I mean like throughout the day, I would like see little bits of like gold kind of like peeking through, even though, you know, you blend it towards your hairline, but it's never going to be perfect. And it was so bizarre. And so I finally kind of realized, I'm like, I think it's this. I mean, what else would it have been? I'm like, I don't have highlighter out there. I'm like, maybe bronzer, but it was always showing up when I used this. So it has to go. It has a very strong not a vitamin C scent, because that does not have a scent, like almost like a citrus smell, which it's the same smell of the Ole Henriksen Truth Serum, which I do like, but it's such a strong smell. I'm like, why did they put it in there? But it does smell really nice. I can't. This is another one that people are very split on, the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation. I know you're supposed to use a teeny tiny amount. I know it's super high coverage. I know you don't need to use it with a primer. There are so many instructions with this foundation. I'm like, I have a million foundations that I love that I don't need to be specific with. So why would I waste the time on this? Now, this one was sent to me in PR, and there are plenty of Hourglass products I adore. This is just not one of them. Very full coverage. It just looked really, it would catch on to every little dry patch, no matter how moisturized I was underneath. Clearly I'm upset, because I feel like anytime I've mentioned not liking this, the people that love it are like, no, you got to do it this way. And I'm like, I get it. You love it. That's awesome. It doesn't work for me. I've tried like 10 different things. Okay. We can all calm down. I know some of you guys are up in arms. Now I'm up in arms. Let's bring our shoulders down. My husband always says when I start getting like frantic about anything, like a comic strip where a character, if they're getting upset, they have like lines coming out from them. He always says he has to like tame the lines. It's perfect. It's exactly how I feel. I really want to love this one. This one I bought, actually, I think the same time I bought the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Primer. This is the Bare Minerals Foundation Stick in the shade Opal. It's the lightest shade. It's a pretty good match for me. It just slides all around. And I want to keep, I want to keep it so badly, because I'm like, but I want to love it. It's like right up my alley. But I could not get this to stay still. Oh, but maybe I'll keep it and try it one more time. Because literally just swatching it and like blending it in, I'm like, oh yeah, like it feels like it's kind of staying in place, but it's still like a hydrating look. But especially on my nose, no matter what kind of like pore filling primer I would have on, it would still just literally start patching, like it would separate. Does that make sense? And so the redness of my nose would show through, and it happened every time. I'm like legitimately making a maybe pile. Maybe I'll try it one more time. I'm wearing that Revlon lip, like vinyl HD lip color in Birthday Suit. And it's one that I tried in my recent like trying new drugstore makeup video that came up just before this one. So if you're interested, I'll put it up in the eye and down in the description box. It was so much fun, but I tried those in it and they're beautiful and they're really comfortable, but they get on your teeth really easily. So I keep like sucking my finger to every time I look in the mirror, there's some on my teeth. So just holla if you see it. I know some people are gonna get so mad. You already saw me declutter these if you saw my lipstick declutter, where I like literally kept 5 lipsticks and got rid of like a million. The Charlotte Tilbury like original lipsticks. I haven't tried their new stuff yet. I'm actually kind of intrigued too because it sounds like some of it's different formulas. But the original formula that looks like this, they don't stay in place. They slide all over the place and yet they're still drying. It's really bizarre. So I had 2 shades. I have Kidman's Kiss, which I love this color. It's a beautiful pink. And of course the packaging, Charlotte Tilbury's packaging, are you kidding me? And then Karina's Love, I love this red, but this one really slid. It's kind of a pinkish red, I guess, but it slid all over my lips. I was so embarrassed the night I was wearing this and we were like out with other people we didn't know well. And I was like, so I kept touching it up and I was like, never again, never again. So these I'm sad and glad to say goodbye to, but more sad. I can already hear y'all saying, Jessica, your shirt looks like puke. Well, we might as well continue on the Charlotte Tilbury train. I can't get the Magic Away liquid concealer to work. What am I doing wrong? I have the shade number 1, which I do think is maybe a little bit more fair than what I typically like, okay? I don't mind the sponge tip applicator, like the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I don't mind it. But there's something, it's like I can't, it doesn't look good on me. I gotta be real. It just does not look good. It makes my fine lines, like it accentuates them like crazy. So again, I'm so sad because I bought this with my own money. Same with the lipsticks. They were not cheap, but being real with myself, I'm like, I thought about buying another shade because I'm like, well, maybe I'll like it if it's a more appropriate shade because this was just a little bit too light. But I'm like, I don't really want to try it again, you know? And I used it a fair amount. Such a depressing video, I know. It's usually not this negative, I promise. Moving on to a crazy expensive one that at this point I've had for way too long. It says 12 months on this. This is the Guerlain L'Or primer. This is the one that Tati loves. And Tati and I'm learning, as if she cares what I think. But I'm learning we have very different tastes in face makeup. I think we just have different skin types. And so a lot of the things she loves, I don't like on my skin. And I think vice versa. You know what I mean? So this is one she loves. She feels like it kind of tightens her skin and perfects it. She's used it for years. So I bought it because of that. And I just didn't enjoy it. I've used it about this much in, how long have I had this? Over 2 years. So I'm like, okay, if I'm not using this gorgeous, crazy expensive thing, I'm like, maybe it's time to get rid of it. But see, again, I'm like, but Jessica, maybe you should use it. I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile again. This one I'm sad to get rid of. This is the Milk Makeup Hydra Grip Primer. This is like a sticky primer that you put all over your face. You put foundation on top and it really kind of grips onto it. And I have noticed, I feel like this really sits makeup well on top of it. Other way around, invert that. Yeah, almost like a plasticky smell. I can't explain it. You know, it dissipates, it doesn't bother me so much, but it broke me out like crazy. And I kept thinking, no, it can't be this because I didn't want it to be this, but I always broke out when I would be using this regularly. So one similar product is that new e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dewy Primer. I can link below. I'm enjoying that. I'm still trying it out. But it's a very similar product to this, but of course way cheaper. And so far it hasn't broken me out. It's still the honeymoon phase, you know? So I'm like the coffee mug queen, I know. And I know a lot of you guys are like, no, I'm the coffee mug queen. We basically like store all of our coffee mugs. We're gonna be building like a high up shelf in our basement soon for all of them because we get them when we travel. We get cute Disney ones. I love coffee, I love tea, and I love coffee mugs. It's like in The Office, Andy Bernard, I like tea. I bet you do. We'll pull out like 9 or 10 mugs at a time to just actually have in our kitchen that we use. And every few months we go back through and say, okay, let's pick out 9 or 10 different ones and put those away. So we kind of rotate through our collection, and it is time. We've had these same ones out for quite a while, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting tired of using the same mugs. I know you guys didn't need to know that, but I felt like sharing it. No shade, Tiana. You know I love you, girl. This one I'm just gonna touch on quickly. The Lawless Morning After Concealer. I think it was pulled from shelves. Either they're reformulating or whatever. I was excited. It was described as like a whipped concealer, but then when I opened it, and I bought this within the past year. I mean, I want to say like within the past 6 months. When you open it, it was all like weirdly dried out, and you couldn't like, it was weird. And so I think there was some kind of defect. I wonder if when they poured it into here, it was like perfect, but something maybe about the packaging, it couldn't keep that correct whipped formula. Okay, next is this Honest Beauty Everything Primer. The only reason I'm including this, I actually liked the finish it gave my skin. I want to love this, but the smell is awful. And I know this brand, I'm excited to try more, especially after watching, okay, Jessica, you gotta stop talking about Tati too much. But if you saw the video Tati did with Jessica Alba, hearing her talk about her brand and why she started Honest Beauty, I'm like, that is so cool. It's so admirable. And so I want to support brands like that. So with that in mind, this is one I'd already been trying for the past, I mean, kind of off and on for 6 or 7 months. And I love the finish. I can't get past the smell. I know she doesn't add fragrance, and that of course would be why. I mean, it's kind of a more natural scent, but it's a very strong, almost, like plasticky scent. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it another go, because I would love to do like a full face of Honest Beauty or something like that, because it is a brand I'm interested in because of that. So maybe I'll keep it, like kind of keep it to the side, save it for that, so you guys can at least see it in action. Because if the smell doesn't bother you, I actually do think it's beautiful. I'm sad. So that's going to my maybe pile with those other 2 products. I've never done this in a like regrets video. This is bizarre. Next, I'll briefly touch on, because I've also talked about this recently, the Lanolips Tinted Lip Balm. This is like beloved amongst so many people. And I loved the shade. It was the shade Perfect Nude. It's supposed to be hydrating and nourishing, but it's got color. It's a very, very thick lip balm, very sticky, but I didn't mind that so much. I could get over it, and the color is so beautiful. Similar to what I'm wearing today, honestly. But because it is so thick and gloopy, it would get that ring around your lips, but it wasn't like the standard, like really anything you're gonna wear, it's gonna wear off in the middle because you're talking, your saliva is hitting that area. But it was so like white and thick all the way around within like 10 minutes of wearing it. So I'm like, okay, if it happens after an hour or 2 of wearing it, sure. But it was so quick every single time I've used this. So I'm like, I really think your cute packaging in actuality doesn't work. And I think I bought this on like Nordstrom's site. So it was like $20-ish. So the next few are like more skincare-y that I don't think are worth the money. So this one is gonna surprise you because I've talked about it very recently. It's the Drunk Elephant Umbra Sheer Physical Daily Defense SPF 30. So the more I've used this now that it's summer, that is our dryer. Hold on, let me give it a talking to. But I would use this on my face when I would go out for runs in like the crazy high humidity we're having this summer. And now that I've used it in the summer, I'm realizing it slides off your face, slides off. Honestly, that goes for the tinted one as well. I'm still using the tinted one though, because I do like it. If I'm not going on a run, it's beautiful. It works well under makeup, but this one slides around just like that one does. And it has a super white cast. So it's one of those things that I'm like, you know, there's better out there for your face, not when it comes to ingredients, because the ingredients in all of their products really are top notch, really good for your skin. But what I mean is there are just better SPFs out there for cheaper that do better on your face, that don't slide right off when you sweat and don't leave a white cast. So I have quite a few favorites, some from the drugstore, some a little more like medium price range. I can link below if you're looking for an amazing facial SPF. So the next one is this IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Neck Cream. Do I know that a neck cream is completely unnecessary? Of course. Do I know that you can just use your facial moisturizer or your body moisturizer? Of course. But I had it from PR and I was like, well, why not? Let's use it up. Let's use it on my neck and décolletage. It's this really pretty orange color. It has kind of an orangey scent. I didn't mind it and I loved the consistency. But you guys, if you put this on before bed, which is what I was doing, you will have orange all over your pillowcase. We have white sheets and pillowcases. And it was all over the place and I kept thinking, is it self-tanner? But when I was using this, I hadn't been self-tanning at all. And so I could not figure it out. And every time I would go to wash the sheets, I'd look and be like, what is all over? And I finally put 2 and 2 together is this. Big pass. I wish they'd reformulate. So, wow, this ended up being a lot more products than I think I realized that I had. It's interesting because there weren't very many drugstore products that were in my little regrets bin. And so I decided to do it kind of focused on the luxury stuff. But I thought that's kind of cool that there weren't, I've been trying tons of drugstore, but there weren't as many that I was disappointed in as there were the expensive ones. It's either that drugstore is just the bomb, or it's that my expectations naturally are so much higher for something that you're paying $40, $50, $60 for than it is something I'm paying $5 to, well, 15, sometimes freaking 20 L'Oreal on, you know, like a drugstore makeup item. So it could just be my expectations, but I hope this was helpful or at least enjoyable for you to watch. I hope you come say hi to me on social media. My screen name, handle, whatever you want to call it, is JamBeauty89 everywhere. It's my original screen name. And I also hope, again, that you'll subscribe to my channel and catch more of my videos. I'll link some of my favorite ones I've done recently up in the eye and down below if you'd like to just binge watch and keep watching a few of mine. Other than that, I hope you'll stick around for another video on Friday, and I'll see you guys in my next one.